At least 15 years ago, this company, an MSP, started this little group called Heartland Technology Group. It was to form roundtables of other MSPs. It's exploded. It's known in the industry. There are dozens, if not more than that, of groups of 10 to 15 CEOs that meet, or owners that meet. The owner, and in fact our VP of sales, actually facilitated groups in Heartland Technology Group. We kind of outgrew that. Now we're in part of a similar group, but it's sponsored by Ingram Micro, one of the big distribution companies in our marketplace. So we range from 5 million to 20 million in size. We from Alaska to Gaithersburg, Maryland, San Francisco to Connecticut. So we've got diverse geography, diverse kind of approaches, but we're all MSPs, all struggling with the same challenges. We meet quarterly. We share financials, we share best practices. So I've got 9 other mentors that kind of keep me focused on being a great MSP.
I think security will continue to be one of those big areas. I think just more and more proactive network management is going to be, and system management is going to continue to grow, not only in just the small space that I mentioned, but the customers that have internal staff, because I think they're trying to get that internal IT staff focused on day-to-day business platform and the software platform and making their users better on technology, not necessarily managing their technology. So I think even the large organizations are going to start leaning more and more on proactive managed service type providers that can help with managing the day-to-day stuff to let their user base focused on making their users more productive on their application suite.
I think that the industry needs to change to being more proactive as it relates to security. And so Success developed a security service that I think is imperative for organizations to have. And I think the sooner managed service providers begin to add additional layers to support good security, the better off they'll be.
I think the transition in our industry from the small VAR, small reseller, into more of a full service, it requires people, right? You have to dedicate people to certain functions in the organization, right? When you're a small break-fix company, everyone's doing it all, everyone's wearing all the hats. When you move to more of a proactive managed service model, you need to dedicate resources to certain pieces of that business and certain support pieces of that business. So I think the big thing would be start to grow your organization from a people perspective, and then dedicate people that are doing certain things every day, and not a one-man band wearing all the hats. More delegation of those day-to-day roles, because as you become more of a managed service provider, there's things that have to be delegated out and can't be done by every. And the simple one I can look at that is we separated our field services team from our managed services remote support team. It's a completely separate team. There's not a lot of crossover there in individuals, and it's a dedicated team to that. So things like that I think are key to helping those organizations that want to get into or continue to grow their managed services, is start to dedicate resources around pieces of that business.
You're going to either not have the revenue coming in, or you're going to want to invest a lot of that money back in, whether it's buying tools or hiring people. Doesn't mean you have to go without any money, but you're usually last at the table when it comes to getting a paycheck. So have a little bit of cushion there. The other advice I'd have is you got to work your butt off. I mean, this is not an easy job. Being an entrepreneur is really hard. It's very challenging. Failure rates are high. Failure your way to success. If you don't do it the first time, try it again and again and again. You will eventually figure it out. You don't know everything you need to know stepping out being an entrepreneur. Be open to that. Take advice from folks who have done it. In fact, find a mentor in the industry. Join an industry group. They will teach you. We'd love to share.
Number one, they need to have a good idea, a good foundation for a new business. Step into the MSP marketplace, they're going to have a lot of competition. And they need to have a good idea to distinguish themselves in the marketplace. They also need to be able to work hard. Obviously there'll be a lot of challenges those first few years, especially if you're independent. And then finally, again, they need to be able to sell themselves. They need to be able to ask for the business. And you'll find support in many, many places.